This is your girl AK Wallace here, and I just wanted to stop in and provide you guys with a little encouragement on today. So I was thinking about, I know that you're probably wondering, why do I have an orchid here? And I started to think about when I first got this plant, someone gave it to me because it was broken, and they the pot was broken, and they were like, I don't want it. Do you want it? And I was like, okay, I've never had a plant before, so I'll take this plant. I took the plant and I began, I didn't, you know how all plants come with like small directions? So I took the plant, it didn't have any directions. It had some directions attached to it, but I just kind of, took it off and decided that I was going to put it by the window and water it. So as I began to water the plant regularly, like each week, the plant would actually was starting to die, and I was like, why is the orchid dying? I'm watering it, I have it by the sun. I'm like, maybe it's not getting enough sunlight. And so I just kept feeding it water. I kept feeding it water, and it just kept dying. And I was like, well, maybe this plant is just not working. Maybe it's just not working. Maybe this plant is just not liking my environment. Maybe it's just like I'm not having it. So I said to myself, well, let me actually look up how to take care of this orchid. And when I looked it up, it said that it should only be fed, orchids should get very minimum sunlight and should only be watered at least maybe once a week, or like once every week and a half, and it should only be tiny amounts because their roots store a lot of water in them. And when I did that, I started to see like little buds begin to bud on the root of this, on the stems of this plant. And as they continue to bud, they eventually bloomed into these flowers. And I was just thinking about, it's like the beginning of spring and the beginning of March, and I just wanted to think, it just made me think about how sometimes we have gifts in our lives. We have the ability to do things, but because of certain seasons, or because we haven't sought direction on how to operate in those gifts, we end up giving them up prematurely. Sometimes we just we give up on our dreams, or we give up and say, I can't do this. I'm not good at this anymore, or maybe God didn't mean this for me. But I just want to encourage you today to be inspired today to seek God for direction on how to use your gifts. Seek guidance and mentorship on how can I bloom in this season of my life, and really see the fruitfulness of what God has placed inside of you. Don't give up on your dreams just because it seems like it's not working. But sometimes we need a little bit more direction. Sometimes we need a little bit more patience. Sometimes we need a little bit more hope and understanding on what we have on the inside of us, so that we can actually move forward in purpose and operate in those gifts and share them with those around us and with those that need them. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys, and I hope that encourages you today to not give up on your dreams. And I want you today to think about a time whenever you have given up on something, or maybe you have something that you've given up on right now. Maybe it's a gift you used to do. Maybe it's a niche that you used to have. Maybe you feel like you don't have significance in that area anymore. I want to encourage you today to think on those things again and revive them again. Believe that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You will bloom in the seasons of your life if you take time to find the direction, to find the guidance, to ask God to stir up the gifts that are within me, and to allow Him to use you for His glory. I pray that you are blessed today, and I hope that your gifts, your orchid, finds a new season, and that it blooms, and that it blooms beautifully. And don't ever forget to always be authentically you. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.